Hello and welcome back to the XRP podcast. I'm your host, Andrew, the XRP Maxi. And today I'm coming with another tutorial. If you'll remember, the Oasis Sapphire Paratime EVM is the first and only confidential EVM that enables smart privacy in the Web3 world. Through the Sapphire Paratime, developers can build Ethereum virtual machine based on-chain decentralized applications using smart contracts with modular privacy settings, whether 100% fully private and confidential or 100% public or anywhere in between. In order to get users to actually use this network, in order to get people familiar with it, there's a way to test out this application right now on the Sapphire Paratime mainnet. And that's by playing a game called the NF Trout game on nftrout.com. And you're going to want to play this game because this game not only gets you NFTs, but it's also going to get you eligible for current airdrops and potential future airdrops as well as more rewards from ROSY and Oasis Network related tokens in the future. The NF Trout represents the OG NFT on the Oasis Network. If you do see the value in the Oasis Network like I do, then you may want to participate in this and gear yourself up for a potentially good opportunity. But going back to my point, the NF Trout game on nftrout.com is an autonomous trout NFT breeding game based on the Escarin Autonomous Computing Network. Escarin is a smart worker runtime that gives smart contracts the ability to privately interact with private off-chain data and push the results back on-chain. So this is what enables that black box encryption feature that I talked about in my Oasis Sapphire Paratime video. If you haven't seen that video and you're interested in this, I really recommend you go back and watch it. But moving on, because it's not really about the technology today, playing this game is going to make you eligible for an airdrop of meme tokens, the official meme token ROSY, ROSY, on the Oasis Sapphire network. This ROSY token is a meme token, but it's also going to have some utility as well in this NF Trout game, as well as in other functions on the Oasis Sapphire Paratime. So how you would basically play the game is it's very simple. What you would do, you would come here, you would come to nftrout.com and you would simply connect your wallet. In order to actually interact with this, you're going to have some rows, but I'll get into that. You would connect your wallet. Once you see your wallet's connected right here, you would go down and you would see all these trouts right here. So all these trouts represent NFTs that other people using the Sapphire Paratime have already minted. The way NFT minting works on the Sapphire Paratime is a little different than it does traditionally. I know typically you would traditionally, to mint an NFT, just press a button that says mint NFT, and then a verifiable random function oracle would be working in the background in order to give you a randomly generated NFT. But it's a little different with the Sapphire Paratime. And this is all done to display that black box ability. So what you would do is you would come to this page, all right? You want to make sure you're connected to the Sapphire mainnet. I typically use Zorion, but I want to actually show you how much the transaction fee is for these trouts, and you'll understand why I switched to MetaMask in the middle of this. Because Zorion doesn't display the full transaction fee yet. But you would click any two trouts. So I picked number 27, and I'm gonna pick one of these Christmas trouts here. All right. A transaction is going to pop up. The transaction fee is going to consist of a consistent, you'll see right here in the frequently asked questions, a consistent 80 rows breeding fee that's paid to the Escarin network for actually computing the transaction, for doing the work in order to make the transaction happen and to mint the NFT and to do the breeding. But that's included in this total fee of 170 rows. Where you're getting the 170 rows is you're paying a breeding fee that's dependent on the amount of rows tokens that each NFT is carrying. After you mint your NFT, you can stake a certain amount of rows into the NFT. What this does is when anybody else in the future, like let's say you're Billy the XRP Willie, and you're Billy the XRP Willie, and you want to come and you want to mint your own NF Trout because you're like, this is a really good opportunity for an airdrop as well as getting an NFT. It's killing two birds with one stone and it's super cheap. For the purposes of this airdrop, I would recommend just searching for fish for NF Trouts that exclusively hold one rose token. And the reason I'm saying that is because when you breed them, the amount you're going to be paying is dependent on the amount of rows each trout is holding. You see that since I'm breeding two trouts that are only holding one rose, my total fee now is that $80, that 80 rose escrow fee, that 80 rose fee that's paid to the escrow network, and then the amount of rows that both of the trouts are holding added together. Let's say I wanted to breed a 1 rose trout and then a 10 rose trout. As you can see, depending on the mix that I make, the rose fee will change. You see, now the fee is 11 because it's the combination of the amount of rows that each trout has staked on it. So just keep that in mind. For the purposes of the airdrop, for the purposes of the ROSY airdrop, you don't have to breed with fishes that are holding a lot of rows because it won't change your allocation. You can have as many NF Trouts as you want in one wallet. You're still going to get a proportional airdrop equivalent to the amount of trouts you have in that wallet. So there's no limit on the amount of trouts you have. And it doesn't matter how much money you put on your trouts, how much rows you put on your trouts. All you need is the trout. So if you are interested, there's a couple things you have to do in order to make this happen. So the first thing you need to do is you need to get some rows into an Oasis wallet. The Oasis wallet is the native wallet of the Rose network. In order to mint an NF Trout, you do need to have a self-custodial wallet. So in order to get one, you would go to wallet.oasis.io. Again, I'll have all these steps in the description as well as some other airdrops. So if you want to check them out, that would really help the channel. So thank you in advance. But anyways, what you would do is you would come here, all right? You would create a new wallet. When you're creating the new wallet, you're obviously going to want to, first off, not display your private key. I'm not going to use this wallet, but you're going to want to write it down. You're going to need this 24-word phrase every single time you want to open your wallet. So you want to make sure you keep it because right now I don't think there's any applications that support the native Oasis network yet. Once you do have a wallet, you're going to want to supply your wallet with Rose tokens. In order to get Rose tokens, you can either purchase them directly on the wallet.oasis.io website, depending on your country, or you can get it from any centralized exchange like Kraken or Binance or Bitrue. When you're withdrawing your tokens, the address that you're going to want to withdraw to is right here at the top. All right. Anytime you create a new wallet, it's going to give you a batch of accounts tied to that secret phrase, tied to that 24-word combination. So just pick any one of the accounts to use to start sending rows to. Once you've sent rows to your account using the account address right here at the top, and you have your account funded, I have mine funded with 100 rows for the purposes of this video. The next thing you would want to do is transfer this rows from the Oasis mainnet over into the Sapphire Paratime EVM. I know that sounds complicated, but all you have to do is you go here to Paratimes, press deposit to Paratime, you press Sapphire Paratime, press next. After, you're going to want to go to your MetaMask or your Zorion wallet, whatever you're using. But like I said, you want to use MetaMask for this so you can see how much it's going to cost you to breed these two fish. All right. But you're going to get that wallet address. You're going to copy paste it in here. I'm just going to do the max because I don't care. And you're going to press deposit. So while that's doing its thing, while that's depositing, what you're going to want to do is come back to the NF Trout website. So once you're on the NF Trout website, like I said before, again, I'll show you again, you want to make sure that you come here, connect your wallet, You want to make sure that your wallet is connected to the Sapphire mainnet. You want to make sure that your wallet has the rows that you sent to it. And now you can see the balance has updated. And I'm currently on the Oasis Sapphire EVM. By the way, if you don't have the Oasis Sapphire network on your MetaMask or any wallet you're using, there's an easy way to add it to your wallet. First of all, I'll leave all the RPC addresses in the description, but you can come to this website, metaschool.so/RPC/Oasis Sapphire, and then you can just quickly hit this button. You can connect your wallet to it, and it will add the Oasis network to your wallet for you. But going back, now that I am fully funded, I'm going to search for 2 trouts. Since I have $100, 100 rows on the account, I'm gonna play around a little. I'm gonna see what I can pick. So I see 1 trout for 1 rose right here, for example. And then I'm gonna pick this 10 rows one. And as you can see, since the total breeding fee is 11 rows, now I'm going to pay the 80 rows fee for Escarin and then the 11 rows breeding fee. And I'm just going to hit confirm. So after you hit confirm, the transaction will process and will go through, but you will not see your trout immediately. So how it works is the trout is going to actually be breeding. So it's going to be going through a birth process. So it's going to take a little bit of time. As you can see, it currently says I have 1 trout currently incubating. So that means that it's currently being minted. It's going to take an indefinite amount of time. The longer it takes, the higher the rarity level of the trout. But you can't actually see the rarity levels of the trout or the attributes. That's all privately encrypted data that only the Escarin network can see. So that's what gamifies this even a little bit more. That's pretty much it for minting an NF Trout. That's literally it. As you can see, the rose has been taken out of my wallet, so I only got 9 left now. Besides that, once you do have a trout, you could use your remaining rows and stake it onto your trout, and then your balance for the trout will go from 1 rose to 15 rows, or 20 rows, or 100 rows, depending on how much rows you want to stake on it. This is another source of passive income as well, because anytime somebody breeds with your trout, that fee is going to you. So anytime somebody breeds with a trout that you mint, if you put 100 rows on it as a breeding fee, then if somebody chooses to breed with your trout, they're going to pay you 100 rows for that effort, minus a small gas fee, of course. The trouts have additional utility as well, because this is actually an active project. The NF Trout website receives regular updates weekly on the website as well as on GitHub. Depending on the 2 trouts that you mix, it will affect the look of the trout that you breed. So you can create unique combinations of any trouts. There's going to be a trout racing game as well in the future. And in the trout racing game, people will be able to race their trouts against each other and also bet on which trout is going to win. They'll be able to bet in both Rose tokens and ROSY meme tokens as well. You'll be able to raise your trout, you'll be able to feed your trout will also be able to die as well. So there's all types of things that you're going to be able to do with this NF Trout. That's why I'm saying you shouldn't necessarily fade this if you are interested in looking for less saturated airdrops. Anyways, that's pretty much it. This video should help somebody. I just keep getting this itch to make this video. I think somebody needs to see this. But yeah, I pretty much hope that helps. Thank you. Be well, be safe. God bless you. Take care.